What's going on, everybody? And thanks for joining me once again. Sorry, my headset's falling off. This is the Roaming Prepper channel. I'm your host, Pete, and I want to thank you for joining me. Today's topic, are they moving the goalposts? Well, what exactly am I talking about? I'll be right back, and let's talk about the redefining of the fentanyl crisis we have in this country, why it could be good and why it could be bad. My friends, will be right back. Welcome back, everybody, and once again, thank you for joining me on the Roaming Prepper channel. My backup channel is not yet. Hold on, just a second here. Uh, my backup channel is not yet completely set up yet, but I will announce it at a timely place. And the reason I'm doing a backup channel is not because I have time to do it, but because a lot of people are getting whacked. Our community, the people who are trying to, regardless of your political affiliation, the folks who are trying to keep people aware of what's going on, whether we agree or disagree, on both the left and the right, are getting hammered. I've watched creators on the left that I actually respect their views, even though I don't agree with them, and they're getting whacked. And people on the right are getting whacked. If you want to know what's going on, I would recommend watching Captain America, the Winter Soldier, before Disney took over Marvel and screwed it up, and listen to the undertones of government takeover and striking down people who speak out. I bet you missed that when you first saw the movie. Go watch it again, because the second time I watched it, I went, "Holy crap." And now it's all stupid, but yeah. So anyway, I digress. In any case, once I'm at that point, I will let you know. But for now, this is it. Like and subscribe, share, comment, put gibberish in the chat. That's fine too. Don't curse at each other. Play nice with the other kids in the playground. Okay, moving on from my PSA. What am I talking about? The fentanyl crisis. So apparently, the US government is now going to start redefining fentanyl fatalities as poisoning as opposed to an overdose. The argument there is most cases of fentanyl poisoning are accidental. Now, on the one hand, that might make sense because we're inundated with fentanyl at the moment. And, people are picking up dollar bills, they're picking up, touching their car handles, whatever, and they're getting knocked unconscious. And then many of them are passing away or having serious issues. However, a lot of them are seeking other illegal drugs that are turn out to be laced with fentanyl. And I'm going to share this. I'm going to try to share this screen with you guys just so you guys can see it. So you guys should be looking at what I'm looking at. DEA laboratory testing reveals that 6 out of 10 fentanyl-laced fake prescription pills now contain a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl. And the DEA laboratory has found that of the fentanyl-laced fake prescription pills analyzed in 2022, 6 out of the 10 now contain a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl. More than half of the fentanyl-laced fake prescription pills being trafficked in communities across the country now contain a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl. This marks a dramatic increase from 4 out of 10 to 6 out of 10 in the number of pills that can kill. These pills are being mass-produced by the Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco cartel. Never take a pill that wasn't directly prescribed to you. Now, the rationale here is that, okay, well, you're taking these fake prescription pills. You don't mean to take fentanyl, but you're getting fentanyl. Ergo, you're being poisoned. However, why are you buying fake prescription pills? Nobody's asking that question. So you're not buying fake, you're buying a fake prescription pills, which means whatever it is you're after, you can't get legally, so you're getting it illegally from an untrusted source, and then are resulting you're getting exposed to fentanyl and down you go. And therein lies my concern. Now, I'll share with you. On the one hand, I agree with them. Most people who are dying or dropping of fentanyl and winding up in the ERs, it is because they did not intend to do it. They were doing something else. But if they were in the process of getting an illegal drug in the first place, especially a street drug that these teenagers that should not have them are going after them, and they're getting hit with this stuff, then technically that is an overdose, although you OD'd on the wrong drug, right? If I'm going to get, I don't know, Molly's or something, I'm trying to get some oxy, and it happens to be laced with fentanyl. I take this pill that's been laced, and ergo, I now am die or I get sick. Uh, Technically, it's an overdose because I was taking a drug not meant for me in the first place. Now, if you were getting a prescription or you were opening your car door or picking up something off the floor like trash that was in front of your vehicle and you touch it and down you go because it had fentanyl on it, that I would consider poisoning. Whereas if you were in the process of getting an illegal drug and you got a fentanyl laced drug, like, you were going to get pot, but it happened to have fentanyl in it, and now you and your friends are all passed out on the floor with in an ambulance. Um, Technically, you were trying to take a drug. You just got mm, roofied with the wrong one, and down you went. So I think it's important, and from what I understand, the government is trying to distinguish completely inadvertent from poisoning while seeking an illegal drug. So recently there was a 13, 14-year-old, which blows my mind. A 14-year-old kid was after Oxy and got pills that were laced with fentanyl and died. That one, according to the report I read, is going to be classified as an OD because at 13 years old, he was after Oxy that was not prescribed to him or whatever it was, Molly's. Ergo, that was an OD because you were taking a drug that was illegal for you in the first place and you got the fentanyl and passed away. Whereas if you're walking, like somebody sprays it on your car door and you touch it and down you go, or a cop grabs someone and gets exposed and down they go, that's inadvertent. So it looks like they're trying to. My concern is they will artificially lower the numbers of people who are dying from fentanyl. I think at this point, and this is just my opinion on this matter, fentanyl related deaths should be classified as their own category, or they should be earmarked, whether it's a poisoning or an OD in the classification. It should still be marked as a fentanyl. We are being inundated by this stuff, which is mostly being made in China and coming through the US through the cartels in Mexico through our pretty much non-existent southern border and into the streets. There are people who are picking up money that's left by their car and it's laced with fentanyl. Down they go. They grab their door handles. Down they go. There are people looking for illegal drugs and it has fentanyl and down they go. So it's a very complex situation. Simply classifying it as poisoning will artificially change how would I say, would artificially change the dialogue of what's really going on. What is being done to the United States, Canada, and the EU right now with fentanyl is the same thing the British did to the Chinese with opium in the 1800s. It is inundating a market such that it weakens the country so the country cannot resist. Right now, opium and fentanyl are seriously illegal in China, like go to jail for the rest of your life in China if they don't just shoot you on the street, because I'm sure they do that there too. So clearly, do I say we should shoot people who take drugs? No, obviously not. We're not monsters, but we need to classify them correctly so the public and our authorities and our leaders can make intelligent decisions, or as intelligent as they make, based on real numbers. If we start skewing the numbers with definitions and changing the way we look at things, it's going to give us a clouded and murky view of what's actually happening. And ultimately, we're not going to make the right decisions as communities or as a nation because we're not getting the right picture. And I hope this is not being done to make certain numbers look better on an election year. This should be done for the right reasons, and we need to address the fentanyl crisis in our country. We need to address child trafficking, which is a whole different video, for which I've been put in jail repeatedly on the internet for, and I'm going to keep broadcasting it, and I'll come out, I don't know, I'll be Kachuku Chuku Prepper on my next channel if they kill this one, but I'm not going to stop bringing that up because they're kids in my family they've tried to take, and they failed because we were on our game. But we're the exception, sadly, not the rule. So, again, another subject, but let's get a clean picture of the fentanyl issue so that we can address it. If it's an open border, which is a large part of the problem, yes. Are we not giving treatment? Are we not giving better options for treatment and rehabilitation? I think it's an all in one thing. It's not, oh, it's illegal, go to jail. That doesn't help people in the long run. We need to give them a better path. At the same time, if you're trafficking the shit and killing kids, your ass needs to go to jail because you're making money off of it. Again, very complex situation. I'm sure everyone has their own opinion, but we need to get a clean picture and the numbers need to make sense so we can look at it holistically and say, wow, this is what's really going on. So just be aware of your local community. They're changing some of the goalposts in the way law enforcement defines this kind of stuff. And it's important for us to understand it because truly fentanyl would be dangerous. Imagine someone just spraying fentanyl in a mall, just in the air, throwing the powder up in the air or something. Can it deploy like that? I don't know. I don't mess with this stuff, but you could do a lot of harm to someone putting that in an HVAC system. So understanding what we're dealing with will help us better address it as a community and as a nation. It also helps us as preppers understand what's going on around us. Because if we have an SHTF, illegal drugs may still be available, even if the legal ones aren't. And that's going to become a challenge because people who are on withdrawals will do very desperate things during an SHTF, and we need to understand that as well. That's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Do your local research, see what your communities are doing to define these things. And until next time, God bless, Godspeed. Don't forget to hit the like. And as always, feel free to reach out with any questions or comments in the comments below the video or email me at theroamingprepper@gmail.com. God bless. You guys take care.